Hello students, welcome to zoology class. Hope all of you are fine. Today, in continuation to my presentations on strategies for enhancement of food production, we have started with the topic animal husbandry. And animal husbandry, as you know, includes four aspects. They are cattle farming, poultry farming, apiculture and pisciculture. And we have already discussed about the cattle farming and poultry farming. And today I will take up with apiculture. So what is apiculture? So honeybees are one of the many insects in the world which can produce something that is very beneficial to all of us, that is honey. We obtain honey from these bees, and as we all know that honey is an important food for human beings, and since ancient times honey is used for treating many diseases and it is an antioxidant. Therefore, beekeeping, and the other name for beekeeping is apiculture, it is very important activity. So what is apiculture? Apiculture is basically beekeeping, and these are the honeybees, and honeybees are the insects from which we can produce honey. So honey is very beneficial for us. It is used for treating many diseases. It is an antioxidant. So apiculture is very much important. So now we know that apiculture is basically beekeeping, bee rearing, and these are the honeybees. And what do you mean by apiculture? Apiculture is a scientific method of rearing honeybees. So in apiculture, honeybees are reared scientifically. And the word apiculture comes from the Latin word apis, means bee. So apiculture or beekeeping is the care and management of the honeybees for the production of the honey and the wax. So apiculture comes from the word apis, and apis means bee. So apiculture or beekeeping is actually the management and care and rearing of the honeybees for the production of honey as well as the wax. So we get honey and wax by apiculture. And in this method of apiculture, bees are bred commercially in apiaries, an area where a lot of beehives can be placed. So in apiculture, bees are crossed. So for commercial purpose, bees are crossed in apiaries. And what is apiary? Apiary is an area where many beehives are placed. So in apiaries, these bees are crossbred commercially to get honey as well as wax. And apiaries can be set in areas where there are sufficient bee pastures, usually areas that have flowering plants. So apiaries should be set up in those areas where there are flowering plants nearby, because the honeybees have to suck the nectar of the flowering plants to produce honey. So this is apiculture. So what are the products which we obtain from apiculture or the rearing of the honeybees? So there are two products basically. They are honey and wax. So bees are mainly reared for honey, and besides honey we also obtain bee wax through apiculture or the beekeeping. So bees produce honey from the sugary secretion of the plants. Although honey is an important ingredient in many food dishes, bee wax holds a lot of commercial significance too. So as you know that honey is produced by the bees from the sugary secretions of the flowering plants, and besides honey, bee wax is also very important commercially. So beeswax is used in the cosmetic and medical industry as well as a coating for the cheese and as a food additive. So food, this wax, beeswax is also very useful in cosmetic and medical industry basically. So beeswax is also used as a main component for making candles, for preparing polishes for the shoe and the furniture, etc. So beeswax is also used for making candles and for polishes for the shoe and the furniture. So these are the advantages of the beeswax. So we get honey as well as beeswax by apiculture. So next comes the what is the importance of beekeeping. So now we know that by beekeeping we get honey as well as beeswax, and so this is the importance of beekeeping, that it provides honey which is very valuable nutritional food, and it provides beeswax which is used in many industries, as you know that it is used in cosmetic industries, medical industries and polishing industries. So this is the advantage of beeswax, and it plays an excellent role in pollination. So bees plays an important role in pollination because honeybees are the best pollinating agents which help in increasing the yield of several crops. So they are the pollinating agents, they act as pollinating agents, and by pollination they increase the yield of many crops. So apiculture is very much important as to increase the yield of crops. So according to recent studies, honeybee's venom, it contains a mixture of proteins which can potentially be used as a prophylactic to destroy the HIV which causes AIDS in human beings. So this honeybee's venom or the poison, it contains proteins which can be used to destroy the HIV which causes AIDS in human beings. So this is very beneficial. Apiculture is very beneficial. It provides us honey, it provides us beeswax, and it also gives us the venom or the poison. Honeybee's poison, it kills the HIV which causes AIDS in human beings. So this is the importance of apiculture. Then working at the beehive. So you know that honeybees, they live in colony, and in one colony there are about 10,000 to 60,000 bees, but all of them do not collect nectar. There is a strict division of labor. So there are about 10,000 to 60,000 bees in one colony, and all of them, they have a division of labor. They have their specific functions or roles to play, and a typical colony of honeybees, it has three types of individuals. They live in the same colony but they perform different roles, and according to their roles we can say that there are three castes of the honeybees in the colony. So we can say that in a colony of honeybees there are three types of individuals, and depending upon their role we can say that there are three castes of honeybees in the colony. So these three types of individuals in a colony of honeybees. Number one is queen honeybee. It is a diploid individual and it is developed from fertilized eggs. Number second is the drones. These are the haploid individuals which develop from the unfertilized eggs, and the drone bees, they are male and their job is only to help in fertilizing the eggs laid by the queen. So drones are haploid and queen bee is diploid. queen bee is developed from the fertilized eggs, and drones are developed from unfertilized eggs. And drones are male, and their role is to help in fertilizing the eggs laid by the queen. And the third category of the honeybees in a colony, they are the workers, and these are also diploid like the queen, and they are also developed from the fertilized eggs. But workers bees, they do the actual work of collecting the nectar. So the workers, they are also diploid, they are also developed from fertilized eggs, but their work is to collect the nectar. So these are the actual workers in the colony. The queen bee and the female bees lay thousands of eggs, and larvae that hatch, they are fed on royal jelly, and the duration that they are fed will decide their role as a worker or the queen. It means that the queen bees and the female bees, they lay many eggs, and the larvae that hatch from the eggs, they are fed with royal jelly. This is the special food for the bees. And if the royal jelly is fed for a long time, that we will be queen, and if the royal jelly is given for a short period, they become workers. So it depends upon the duration that they are fed with the royal jelly. So these are the three types of individuals in the colony of the honeybees, that is queen honeybee, drones and workers. Then this is a diagram showing different types of individuals in a honeybee colony. So this is a drone, this is queen, and this is the worker. So these are the three types of the individuals. Then I will further explain that if there is an egg, if it is fertilized, if the egg is fertilized, it will form either queen or the worker, and if it is not fertilized, it will form the drone. So if the egg is not fertilized and it is reared in special drone cells on the periphery of the nest, that is on the side of the nest, drones are present, and these are formed from the unfertilized eggs. And if the eggs are fertilized, then if these fertilized eggs, they will develop into queen, and if they are reared in peanut shaped cells hanging downwards from the outer margin of the comb, that is the beehive, and they are fed entirely on the secretions of the hypopharyngeal gland of the workers. So this is the royal jelly. So queen is fed with royal jelly, and royal jelly is the secretion of the hypopharyngeal gland of the workers. And if the fertilized eggs, they are reared in worker cells and away from the edge of the comb, and they are fed on regurgitated pollen and honey in addition to glandular secretions, they will develop into workers. So it means that if egg is fertilized, then that egg will develop into queen or the worker, and if the egg is not fertilized, it will develop into drone, and their places in the location, their places are the location in the beehive, it is different. So if we compare all these three individuals in a colony, so we'll see that if we talk about the queen bee or the fertile female, queen bee is the fertile female, so it is referred to as the mother of the colony, and it is developed from fertilized eggs, and it is responsible for only laying the eggs, and in each season a queen bee lays up to 2000 eggs, and queen bee, it lays both fertile and unfertilized eggs, and fertilized eggs, they forms the workers, and unfertilized eggs, they forms the drones. And next comes the drone, that is the male. So it is the unfertilized egg, so it is male, and it is referred to as the males of the colony, and they develop from unfertilized eggs. They are responsible for only mating with the queen, and they remain in the colony to sleep and eat honey till the breeding season. And when the breeding season comes, they fly out and they leave the beehive. They mate with the queen, and after mating they die. So their function is only to mate with the queen. And the third category is of the workers. These are the sterile females. So workers are sterile and they are referred as active members of the colony, and they develop from fertilized eggs, and they are responsible for doing all the jobs of the honeybees. They are females but they cannot reproduce, that is they are sterile. And in the first half of their life cycle they do indoor duties, and in the second half of their life they do the outdoor duties. And in the field these workers, they collect nectar and pollen, and workers that act as guards are the security forces of the colony, and if the enemy comes they sting it and then die. So these are the three types of the individuals present in the colony of the honey bee. So next comes different varieties of the bees. So the beekeepers mostly take care of only those bees species whose names start with apis. So the beekeepers, they rear only the uh, bees of the apis genus, and they are the only species which produce honey. And common species of honey bees which are reared by the beekeepers, they are: number one is Apis dorsata. So it is referred to as the rock bee. It is a big bee and it produces about 38 to 40 kg of honey per colony. And number two is Apis indica. It is referred to as Indian bee, and it can easily be domesticated and is mostly used for honey production. And the annual yield of honey by Apis indica is 2 to 5 kg per colony. And number third is the Apis florea. It is referred to as little bee, and it rarely stings, and so honey extraction from the hive, it is very easy, and it produces about 1 kg of honey per colony per year. And the last variety of bees is Apis mellifera. It is referred to as the Italian bee, and this species has a typical dance routine to indicate food availability, and unlike the little bee, it stings very less. And as the name suggests, this species is not local. This is Italian bee, and however, because of the high amount of the honey produced, it is often reared by beekeepers. So Apis mellifera, it gives large amount of honey, and so it is commonly reared by the beekeeper. So these are the four main varieties of bees which are reared for honey. These are Apis dorsata, Apis indica, Apis florea, and Apis mellifera. So these are the four varieties of the honey bees. Next comes the important aspects of successful beekeeping. So what we have to take care about beekeeping. So in apiculture or the beekeeping, it is relatively easy, but it requires some specialized knowledge, and important points which are kept in view for successful beekeeping. They are: number one, there is a knowledge of nature and habit of bees, then selection of suitable location for keeping the beehives, then catching and hiving of swarms, then management of beehives during different seasons, and then handling and collection of honey and bee wax. So this is about the different points which we have to take care in beekeeping. That is we should have the knowledge of the habit and the nature of the honeybees. Then there should be a suitable location for the beehives. So catching and hiving of swarms should be done in a proper way, and beehives have to be managed properly in different seasons, and handling and collection of honey and bee wax is also very important and a technical step. So these steps have to be taken care of in apiculture. So these are the different aspects in apiculture. So today we have studied about the apiculture. What is apiculture? What are the different varieties of the bees? Then what is the colony of the honeybees, and what are the different types of individuals in a colony of honeybee, and how they produce honey, and what points should be taken care of while beekeeping. So these were the different aspects. So now you have to go through this presentation, you have to prepare notes, and if you have any doubt we can discuss it later on. Thank you.